Hi guys, so today I want to talk about the two Bundesliga games from yesterday. The first game was Stuttgart against Hannover, and they actually played in Hannover. It was the afternoon game, and Hannover lost 1-5. Stuttgart and Hannover, they both are really in the bottom of the table. But still, it was when 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 they you might think that those two teams are kind of like the same level, but I mean Hannover, how they played, it was actually a disaster. It I don't know what can I actually say. It looked like there are some students playing against adult professional athletes. They made so many mistakes. They passed directly in the opponent's feet, and it wasn't really Stuttgart's effort to win 5-1. It was only the miserable football style that Hannover played. That was really concerning to see. They changed their coach about a month ago maybe, and it brought them nothing. So it was unnecessary. And I mean, what can you expect if in Hannover situation if you use all players that played for Hamburg the last years? Hamburg plays in the second league now, so and they thought now in Hannover they are good, but nothing like that happened. So I mean, it was predictable that they won't be very good, but nobody thought that they would be that bad. It was a disaster, like I said. It was interesting to see for Stuttgart that the new Turkish defender they bought in the winter transfer session period. He is called Kabak. That he scored twice. One of his first games. I mean, it was maybe his third or fourth game. So I was kind of happy for him because it really felt like now he's really there. He's really part of the team. Um, and also after they changed the manager, also a couple weeks ago, Stuttgart feels like they're more free now. They're happier. They're not under that big pressure. It really feels like they have a chance to stay in the first league. And it's the complete opposite with Hannover, obviously. There is, in my opinion, not really a chance for them. They have to be ready to play in the second league next year because how they planned their team, their players, it's just all a disaster. They have so much trouble with their fans. They don't like the owner, Martin Kind. He's I don't know. Most fans say that he's just almost like a dictator, and he himself says that he wants to be progressive. He wants to think about the future, about that famous 50 plus 1 rule. I'll probably make another video about that rule. It's just about that the fans control over the half of the club, so there will never be an owner with too much power. So he wants to get rid of that rule, and obviously the fans doesn't like that, but he thinks it's not good for the Bundesliga because if we look to England, they all have an owner, they all have so much more money. I mean, also for other reasons, but yeah, I mean, the future will show what's going to happen. But yeah, that's why they also have problems with their fans, and it's just such a weird situation for them at the moment. So to the game again, yeah, 5-1. I watched it yesterday. Um, Stuttgart could have scored like 7 or 8 goals, and Hannover made one, but that was only, I don't know. You don't even have to count it, in my opinion. It was a devastating loss for them. It's probably gonna kill the motivation even more. So I won't expect a lot anymore from them. It's in my opinion their season is over, and Stuttgart definitely can make it. Yeah. So that's it for this game now. And the second game was Wolfsburg against Bremen. It's just a whole another region of the table. They both are good enough, in my opinion, to play in Europe next year, the Europa League. The interesting thing is, especially Wolfsburg, since they changed a lot last summer, they have a new coach, and they finally have players again who really want to play for Wolfsburg, because there was always that, in Wolfsburg you can just you get a lot of money, but you don't have to bring in a lot of effort. It's just you get money and then you can leave. That's always how Wolfsburg looked for players, and how people thought about it. So now they have better players with actual energy and passion for the club. Like, I really like the new striker Wout Weghorst, however the Dutch people say his name. He's a good striker in my opinion, and they more players. The left back Roussillon, and they actually have a good squad in my opinion. And then the biggest change they did is definitely finally have a good manager, Jörg Schmatke. He is experienced. He knows how to get the right players with the right mind. So that's why Wolfsburg all of a sudden is a contender for the European championships, for the European tournaments again, and not as in the last years they fought to stay in the league. Yeah, and in Bremen, it's a similar situation. They also have a good squad. They also have a good team. Yeah, but they somehow can't really play as effective as they want to. Bremen has Max Kruse. He played for the German national team since he did some stupid things. Joachim Löw, our coach, doesn't really like him anymore, but he's good, and they have a young guy called Maximilian Eggestein. He's amazing. He probably won't stay in Bremen for that much longer. But I do like him. They got Davy Klaassen from Everton. They have a good team. They lost Delaney to Bremen, but you almost don't miss him, because they really knew what they did. They really knew what to do in summer. So I felt like, yeah, they made really good decisions, but now their problem is that they can't really play an effective way. So yeah, this game ended 1-1. It started with the first half was actually boring. There's not a lot to say about that. And then the second half, first Brooks scored after a corner, the Wolfsburg defender, and then the 1-1 by Kruse 20 minutes later. So yeah, it was a tie again. Bremen is still unbeaten this year, but they play ties way too often. They somehow can't really win. They beat Dortmund in the DFB Pokal, but they have problems really getting that win. Maybe that's a thing of the last 10% of motivation in the end, or I don't know what it's really about. That's definitely a mental thing, a thing of the mind, in my opinion, because they definitely have the quality to get those wins. So, I mean, we'll see what's going to happen. I believe at the moment those two teams are, I don't know, they're almost like they're definitely in a similar situation. So we'll see who has the better mind, in my opinion. That's going to decide who's going to end better in the end of the season. So yeah, that's it for the Sunday Bundesliga games for today, and I hope to see you for the next video tomorrow. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to, if you like what I'm doing, and goodbye.